Okay, so initially, an article broke from Baseball America that stated that the Braves lost Kevin Maitan and 3 other prospects. After that happened, I came over here, and I'll explain in a second where I am, to shoot a reaction video to that, to losing Kevin Maitan. To which my response was, that's not that bad. I was expecting to lose Maitan, and we lost 3 other guys. That's pretty good. And I summed that up saying that, like, based on what I can tell from our violation of international rules, John Coppollella didn't actually violate anything that bad. It was rather that the Braves just didn't want him around anymore. That was my conclusion. Well, then, as I shot it, edited it, and I had uploaded that video 70% to YouTube, and then I got an update that said that John Coppollella had been banned for life from Major League Baseball. So I had to shut it all down, and I had to come back and collect all of my thoughts. I've been reading up on it. So essentially, I'm going to show you guys the video that I shot yesterday. I'm going to show you guys the highlights from it so you guys can get the gist of my initial reaction from it, and then I'll sum it all up. So here's the highlights from what I initially said. Say hi. Say hi. Say hi, Coco. This is Coco, everybody. So I am not at my house. I'm at my neighbor's house. So it's Thanksgiving, and my parents' neighbors from across the street, they wanted me to take care of their dog. So we lost Kevin Maitan, Abraham Gutierrez, Junior Severino, and Juan Contreras. I'm here to react to all that because it seems as though the Braves investigation is now concluded, to which my response is that it? Because if that's it, that's pretty good. I was ready to lose Maitan, and I was ready to lose all of our international prospects, but people had me scared. It's pretty good. And what it tells me is that Coppollella didn't resign because his rule breaking was too egregious. He was out because someone with the Braves higher up than him determined it's time for Coppollella to go. I didn't think we were going to have international money to spend anyway in the future. I thought we used all of it. I thought that was the whole point, is that we used all of our international money in 2016 to get these 4 prospects, and now we don't have any forever. You know, every year there's just like, oh, there's, you know, a new big prospect coming out of the Dominican Republic or Venezuela. We've never been involved in those discussions. Coppolella comes along, and we're involved in those discussions, and I was like, that's what I like to hear. We're involved in and we got him, and things seemed too good to be true. They were. We still have a top 10 draft pick next year, and we had the best farm system in recent memory. Like, if this is it, if this is truly it, then it's fine. It's Coppolella's gone because he was deserving of being gone for different reasons, is what I'm gathering from all this. I'm sitting here going like, that's pretty good. Is anything else gonna come? If something else comes along, you know, I might need to change my video, but as of right now, as I'm shooting this, things are looking pretty good. Okay, so I know there's a lot going on. I'm at my neighbor's house. We lost Kevin Maitan. It's Thanksgiving. There's pets. They're actually being pretty chill right now. And John Coppollella got banned for life. So again, a lot going on. Let me try and pull all that together real quick. Coppollella got banned for life, to which my initial response was like, jeez. I was like, did he give the kids weed? What did he do? So a friend of mine, Zach Autry, like sent me the statement from Rob Manfred. Essentially what we did was that we circumvented finances. It was mostly financial. And it wasn't crime, it was rule breaking. But essentially we promised prospects this amount of money that we didn't actually have. We used money from other places to get it to them, money that we're not supposed to be giving to them. And we circumvented the draft a little bit, where we promised something to a guy that we didn't ultimately get him. He got banned for life because he's been doing it for 3 years, unapologetically, knowing that he's been breaking the rules, intentionally breaking the rules. And from my assessment of it, he got banned for life because no one vouched for him. No one said anything good about him along the way, and I think during the investigation, something that I read from Mark Bradley was that he showed no remorse for it. And even when, you know, being shown the evidence of everything that he did, he still was trying to keep secrets, and he wasn't very cooperative of it. And so ultimately, I think that Manfred got rid of him because no one wanted this guy in baseball anymore, including Manfred, and Manfred wanted to have a harsh penalty for it. And so, you know, what reason did he have to keep Coppollella even in baseball? The impression that I get of Coppollella is that he wakes up every day thinking of ideas, lots of ideas about how to improve the Braves, and he lost his distinction or pushed his distinction to the side of what is breaking rules and what is not. He wanted to improve the Braves absolutely no matter what. But he knew he was breaking the rules the whole time. He continued to do it unapologetically for 3 years, knowing that if he got caught, there would be massive consequences to it. And then when the MLB found out about it, he still tried to cover himself for it. And the MLB ultimately decided, just get out. We don't want you here anymore. You showed no remorse. It's disappointing for me because I liked him. I think that he did an outstanding job. You know, I know that John Coppollella goes on Twitter and he's aware of what people say on him on social media. He was doing that when he was the GM of the Braves. Now he's not the GM of the Braves, and I don't know if he's on social media at all checking things out, responses to him. I hope that John Coppollella sees this. You know, if you know him or anything like that, maybe send him a link of it. You know, we're not going to forget the outstanding work that John Coppollella did. I know I certainly won't, because that was, you know, 3 of the best years I think I've ever seen of talent acquisition. They got more talent in those 3 years than anyone I've ever seen doing it. And now a lot of it is going to hurt the Braves ultimately, that we've, you know, flushed $15 million down the drain in signing bonuses. We've lost 13 of the prospects that we had, even though the only major one in our minds was Maitan. He was a long way off anyway. That doesn't discredit the fact that, you know, they traded Jason Hayward for Shelby Miller and had a great year from Miller and traded him for Swanson and Inciarte. That doesn't trading Hector Olivera for Matt Kemp, you know, that doesn't change getting Luis Gohara for Malik Smith and getting Alex Jackson and Travis Demerit. And it definitely doesn't discredit drafting Kyle Wright and Ian Anderson and Colby Allard and Mike Soroka and Joey Wentz and Kyle Muller. You know, Bryce Wilson. It's just an outstanding job with talent acquisition. Speaking to John Coppollella, you know, it's disappointing, and I read the thing from Mark Bradley that I'm sure plenty of people have read, that like as the MLB found everything out and as they presented Coppollella with the investigation and the evidence, he continued not to be transparent with them about it. Which I don't get, and that's where Mark Bradley said like he dug his own grave on that one. It's disappointing just because I really liked John Coppollella, and I really thought that he was a good guy. And again, he was open about being a husband and being a father, and I imagine how devastating this is to have his name, you know, publicly dragged through the mud, and a fan base upset with him now. You know, I can't imagine it. And so I would be heartbroken if I were in that situation. And I want to say to Coppollella, if he sees this, you know, I'm not going to forget all the good that he did for the Braves organization, and I don't think anyone will either. I don't think that Alex Anthopoulos will even, you know, shortchange that. And I hope that we won't treat Coppollella as a name not to use. You know, when Yunel Escobar was sent away from the Braves, like, you know, Chip and Joe won't say Yunel Escobar's name on the broadcast, even though they'll clearly talk bad about him. I don't know John Coppollella. That's the thing, is that it's disappointing because he's a guy that I really enjoyed having around, a guy that I really liked, and I'm finding out that I wasn't supposed to have trusted that character of that person. And I don't know him, but I don't think that he's a bad person. I think he lost track of this, and if he's not a good person, I hope that he's becoming a better one. Yeah, I don't know. He was so open with the fans and everything that I cared for the type of person that he was, and I really hope that he starts to improve and that he turns things around and puts together a good career. I don't wish the worst for John Coppollella. So, you know, I don't know. It's ultimately disappointing, and this video is not for Coppollella. It's for my viewers and my subscribers. So I still obviously want to know what you guys think. Yeah, let me know how you guys feel. I appreciate you guys watching all of this. I know that, you know, so much just happened. So let me know your responses to it, and I'll respond to each of your comments. Yeah, thank you guys for watching, and go Braves.